Hi, I'm Everett and welcome back to the shop. This time what I'm going to be doing is making a small part for my buddy's lathe, a little bronze nut in the compound he's basically the threads wore right out of it. And so after getting the proper tap, now we'll just be making up one of those. Fairly small part, should be fairly simple, straightforward. Should be. Here's hoping. I also haven't run my lathe in over a year, so I'm hoping I'm not too rusty. But I did actually get in over the last few weeks and just trying to get around to it, to getting them shown, are some stickers for the sticker board. And I also had a fun visit from one of my viewers. So it was really cool just the other day. Perry, one of my viewers, and I've been emailing back and forth a little bit with him, and he just so happened to be in the neighborhood. He's from BC, and he said, "Yeah, I got a little something for you." So honestly, I was just floored. He brought inside here. There's he brought a insert type tool holder, some inserts for it, another little dinky guy for doing detail type work. As well as some extra high-speed steel tool bits, some end mills, some taps. This box here is about 2/3 full of drill bits. It's just, thanks, Perry. I do appreciate it. I know I hope I don't embarrass you too much by saying it out loud, but thank you for thinking of me, and thank you for the visit. It's just let's put it this way: when you're a stay-at-home parent, cabin fever is a real thing. So this is one of the reasons why I've loved still now being able to get to connect with everybody again, even digitally through YouTube again. It's nice to be able to connect with people again as adults. I love my kids, but sometimes you just need to talk to another grown-up. That's all I have to say. But yes, thank you, Perry. I do appreciate you thinking of me. I've got a couple more stickers here, came in. There's Ed from Ed EC Workshop. I'm trying to get the glare out of it there. Ed apparently has been a machinist for over 40 years, and he's retired now, doing some of his own things. And he also is one of those people who's has crossed over as far as being able to do both butchered tree carcass as well as smelted rock ore. So he's a neat fellow to talk to listen to and whatever. He got kind of an interesting way he does things, but he's definitely well worth having a look. I'll put the link to his channel in the description. I know he's been at it for a little while, hasn't really gotten out much as far as exposure, so please go just at least have a look and see what sort of stuff he does. I know my wife is a real fishing nut, and a lot of the gear he does and a lot of the projects he does have to do with fishing gear and stuff, so that was kind of cool. So we'll get your sticker up there, Ed, as well. Dillon from Dillon HFM. I got to meet Dillon through the ARW discussions, the ones that happen on Sunday afternoons, and one of the things is he does all sorts of cool mechanical stuff as well as fabricating. And I don't know how many of you know what a unimog is. Well, Dillon's a mog nut, and I just find that really cool because my brother-in-law used to have a 63 mog, and if you've never seen one, if you can picture picture in your mind a lumpy, rounded, jacked up Chevy pickup crossed with a construction vehicle, and you'd be in the neighborhood. So they're actually a really cool machine, and so it'd be interesting to see what he does with the units he's got in his yard there. So yeah, if you're so inclined, go check him out. I'll put the link to his channel in the description as well. And then finally, Greg from My Little Mule, I should say, sent stickers to me as well. He's actually a recent acquaintance of mine as well, and I'd seen his stickers. Some of the other guys show up there, show his stickers, but I only recently got to get a hold of him and talk with him. He's done 4x4 type stuff in the past, whatever. But also he recently restored and is fixing up a Bridgeport mill. So he's got a cool little home shop that he's working into, and so yeah. like I say, my little mule, I should say, and try to get the glare off of it. But yeah, the description link to his channel will be in the description as well. So I'll get these up on the board, and then we'll get on to our project here. And yeah, I hope you find it interesting enough to hang around. Now, I do have a couple little spots there to need to be filled in a bit. So I'll start with Ed's. Alrighty, so got the backing off it there. Wonder where would it fit nicely? Next to stand, no, let's cover stand. Oh, here we go. Right next to Mark. How about, there you go. Mark's is round, it fits right underneath Mark's there. How about that? Now, Dillon. Oh, nice, you got the little splits in the back. That's nice. All right. You put you up next to Stan, between you, yeah. Put you between Stan and do right. Jim Bollinger. And then we got Greg, my little mule. Well, let's just keep a string of round ones going here. Put you next to Tom. Mick, Mr. Mechanical. There we go. A whole bunch of circular ones right here. So yeah, cool. So thanks, guys. Thanks for the stickers. And yeah, and again, any of y'all who are up for a sticker exchange, give me an email. I'll put my email address up. Otherwise, it's also in the About section on my page. But yeah, thanks, guys. So my buddy Steve has a Craftex B2227 lathe, I believe it is. And what has happened is the nut that the lead screw for the compound, what it uses, the threads are completely munged in it. And so it wasn't working properly. He wound up actually just pulling it out, and he was using the locks here, like the Gibbs locked him up in between that and then the lock itself on the compound. He would still use the longitudinal feed and then the cross slide to do some basic work, but he couldn't cut angles or tapers or anything with it. And he's been waiting patiently for me to make a part for him. Now with that, I've already loosened off the bolts and such here. We'll slide it apart. You see there's the lead screw that goes on. That little guy goes on, and this guy then in turn, pull the gib out, it in turn sits in this little hole here and lines up, and then that screw works into it. So we're going to have to make one of these. Should be reasonably straightforward. Only thing about it was trying to figure out what thread it was, and that's when we figured out it was a trapezoidal thread because it's metric. It's a trapezoidal, what is it, T12 by 2, so a 12 millimeter thread. And, well, you can see by the tap itself, it just sort of slides, it pretty much just slides right through for the most part. It's fairly loose in there. So yeah, we're just going to make one of these guys. I do have a slug of bearing bronze here. Sadly, it's a little on the big side. I'm going to be wasting a fair amount, but it's what I got for material. So let's pop over to the lathe and make a nice disaster out of it. Oh man, does this feel weird to be doing this again. Just been out of it for so long. So we got, oh yeah, that's plenty there. Like I say, I know it's a little on the wasteful side, but it's what I got to work with at the moment. Hey, still close to center anyway. Call this roughly, yeah, we'll clean it up to about there. A little extra long is not going to hurt anything. theoretically, that should be the same size. Yeah, 788. Not that warm. I will take it. I'm going to part this off, but in doing so, I'm going to pop over to my other tool post. Some time ago, I made this turret tool post for just such an occasion as parting off. So we'll pop this guy on. Actually, before you tighten it, we got to bring it up. Make sure it's square to the workpiece. And yes, I know I have the compound rest in place at an angle, which is, you know, I know it kind of loses rigidity. At some point, the plan is for parting and stuff to actually pop this off, but we'll see how that goes. Chamfer on the edge there. And as far as length is concerned on this, considering where it's going, overall length, if I'm off by just a few thousandths, isn't going to matter considering the fact it's going to live in a little pocket. Yeah, I could measure it. I may even do that yet. But yeah. I think I may just cheat and do it this way. Okay, so theoretically it's 949 thou or 24.1 millimeters, which to the blade, and yes, I know the blade has a little bit of flex to it, 24.14. Yeah, 950 thou. We're close enough. For what I'm doing with it and for what it's for, it'll be good enough. See if we can break it off. There we go. There we go. Little nubbin on the end to get rid of, but such is life, not a big deal. Just want to take the nubbin off the middle. The parting off surface finish was plenty good enough for most of the rest of it. I just wanted to take the nubby off the middle. All right, so now we're going to go get, we're going to do one thing before we set up in the mill. Time for a sanity check. Okay, no, we're going to make sure it fits. I know I would fail a sanity check. Oh yeah, there we go, yeah. Little love tapping to get the last little bit, and that's right where she needs to be. Sweet, on to the mill. $9.48. $9.48. I love it when I actually hit something for a change. It's great. Well, seeing as I now have this nice shiny white-ish spot here, and it seems like all the cool kids are putting their own stickers on their equipment now. I've never been able to be accused of being cool. Since when does that stop me from making a fool of myself anyway? Why not? I got stickers. All right, so I got my little slug in the vise here. The way we're going to go about this to locate where this hole goes, because of the fact I do have a little bit of leeway, but I still want to try to get as close as I can. Going across the diameter here is roughly 467 thousandths, or 11.86 millimeters, or if you're of the metric persuasion. So we'll call it 466 just to make the math easier. And we got what from this side? 110, roughly 109 thousandths. So 466 divided by 2 is 233, plus 110 is 343. So we should be 343 thousandths from this end in and center, and we can drill and tap our hole. So I've got my edge finder in here. Yeah, good enough. What we're going to do is scooch over a bit. I'm going to find that back edge first. Yes, I realize that I am going against the backlash there. I'm pulling instead of pushing, but I'll make it work. Now we're going to find the edge here. Right there. So now theoretically, move that over so that now we're on the edge. So we're on the edge. The center line of the edge finder is now on the actual edge of the material. Yeah, so it's 394 would get us to the middle of that. 94. Well, she looks pretty darn close to centered there. And yeah, I can see we're on the edge there. So we need 343. So we go 100 to 300. Past it, and then past my measurement, then back to 43. Lock our axes, and then theoretically should be in our spot. And I realize I'm probably running a little slow for some of these drills. I just don't feel like changing the speeds right now. So bring this down and just give it a little poke. Sweet. The tap drill size for an internal thread, or trapezoidal 12 by 2 thread, is, well, minimum 10 millimeters, maximum 10.236. Yeah, 10 millimeters, 0.3937. What is this, letter X drill is 397 thousandths of an inch, so that puts us well within that tolerance range. I don't have much for metric drill bits yet. The joys of cutting bronze with a sharp drill bit. I guess I'm going to have to peck it. Ha! Yeah. That's really grabby, but I'm also not going to take my only letter drill bit that size and massacre it for, you know, massacre the cutting edge and blunt it to run in bronze. So we'll use the knee because we have one. All right. Well, that got things a little exciting for a minute there. I don't have, as I said, a tap follower or anything. However, I don't have a tap follower, and I don't have a drill chuck tap handle. I made a drill chuck tap handle for my other mill that I had. Got the idea from, well, Chris B257 is his channel. He used to be known as the Old Man's Shop. And yeah, he's really cool. I miss his videos. Now what we're going to do is get our tap started nice and straight this way. Now it's a fairly long lead in there, so I'm not putting any downward pressure with the handle. I'm just letting the tap feed itself in. It's got a very long lead on it. I think we're started straight enough that I can now remove the chuck from the equation. Finish it off with the tap handle. Thing is, I can't go completely through without hitting the bottom of the vise. So it's running straight. I just need to finish passing it through. I needed a bit more space to do it. Because I don't have my nice bench vise set up yet. There we are. Sweet. All intents and purposes, we have ourselves a little nut here. I have to do a little bit of filing and cleaning up, but let's see how it works. I did go at the edges of it with a bit of the file just around the hole there, threaded hole, but still might need a little bit of manual persuasion. There, like that, which is not a bad thing because it means that it won't rattle in the hole. There. All right. Let's give it a light coat of motion lotion. Here's hoping to have the give the right way around. Then you can grab. Aha! No, I don't think. Oh, there is. There's very little backlash in there. There. That has a reasonable amount of resistance. So now we'll actually lock it. We have about 2 thousandths worth of backlash. So I don't think it was that nice when it was new. Sweet. So I'm going to let him clean it all up. I mean, we're going to put it on the lathe again, and the lathe itself could use a little bit of TLC, so I'll let him clean up all the grit and stuff that's on the outside of this thing, because that's kind of secondary to what we were up to. So yeah, here you go, Steve. Hope you're tickled. So I hope it was interesting enough for you to hang around till this point. I know it wasn't the biggest repair in the planet, but at least my buddy Steve can get his lathe back to full operation, even though he had partial before. He's certainly been patient enough waiting for it, because it's been taking this long to get a shop to work in. So otherwise, I just want to say thanks again to Perry, Greg, Dillon, and Ed. Thanks guys thanks Perry for the stuff, and the other fellows for the stickers. Do have more project ideas and things, and quite a number of things people have asked me to do for them. So I have plenty of work ahead of me. When I get the time, I'll take the film. So, I guess it shows you how old I am. As I get the time, I'll take the video. So, otherwise, just want to say thanks again, everybody. Thanks for all of you who like and subscribe. That's cool. Thank you. If you're just passing through, thanks for coming by. And comments, emails, stuff like that, always welcome. Yeah. It's just so cool to be able to connect with people through this medium now. I mean, just crazy to think, this 20, 25 years ago, this was just unheard of. So thanks, everybody. Talk to you later.